Hey everyone, it's Jenna Melanson from Canadian Beats Media. Today I'm joined by Brad from the Ontario-based alt-rock band Locket for our latest segment of Zoomies. Welcome, Brad.
Hello, how are you?
Good, and you?
I'm not bad, not bad.
So first off, care to introduce Locket a bit more in depth for our listeners?
Yeah, we are, I guess the rebirth of a previous band called Safe to Say. Um, that was kicking around between 2012 and I want to say 2017. Did Warp Tour, toured Europe, did all that fun stuff. Released records on our favorite labels, and then took some time off to rebrand the unit. So we put out a record in 2019 with Fearless, our first record as Locket called All Out. And just this past week, we released our second LP as Locket called Superluminal.
Awesome. So as you said, you unveiled your album Superluminal. Tell us a bit about the writing process behind the release.
Um, Writing process was weird because it was like during COVID.
Okay.
So we were kind of scattered. Corey was in Brazil for a while. We were just like, we were all over the place trying to piece things together. So it didn't really feel like much until we were finally able to be in a room together again. I think we went a year without seeing each other, maybe even longer.
Yeah.
And then everything finally started to come together. But yeah, it was just on the lyrical front, me kind of working through this weird period of life where, you know, the older you get, the less important the band almost becomes to a lot of people. When real life is the wheels are turning, people are getting engaged and getting married and stuff like that. So I think I've said this to everyone I've spoken to, but we started writing it as 20-year-old guys with girlfriends. We've released this record as like 30-year-old individuals with wives and families and stuff.
Okay.
So it's like a little snapshot of that in between period for us.
Okay, awesome. You've released 5 singles from the album, including Sonic Bloom, Tear Me to Pieces, and Blame My Brain. How do you go about choosing which tracks become singles?
Sorry, I don't know if you can hear my dog is itching himself in the background.
No, I don't
um,
hear it.
Choosing singles is usually, I feel like it's usually pretty easy for us to like understand, as well as while we're writing, we're kind of intentional about, okay, this will be like this single track. We got to give this to people to kind of rope them into the songs you actually want them to absorb and take in. Um, so yeah, I think whatever's catchy, whatever we usually ask our label to, hey, what do you guys think? And
Mhm.
they'll do a round with themselves, and we're usually always on the same page. So with this record, we kind of put all of the singles out and front loaded the album. Like
Mhm.
songs 1 through 5 or 6 are like primarily the singles, and then everything beyond that, I think those are the songs that are like a lot more emotional and mean a lot more to us than just like putting out a catchy tune. So it's our little way of tricking you into thinking you're getting 12 straight up just like rock bang singles.
For sure. If you had to choose just one song from the album for a brand new listener, which would you choose?
I would choose You and I, and that's kind of like the I don't know the ballad on the
Okay.
record. I feel like those songs we write them, which we maybe do one a record. We don't even always do them, but those seem to be the ones that resonate with our audience the most
Mhm.
for whatever reason. Um, so yeah, it's I wrote it for my wife, but I think it's applicable to any sort of relationship where there's a give and take of love and respect and appreciation and stuff like that. And I think it sounds really cool.
For sure. You also released music videos for Sonic Bloom and Tear Me to Pieces. What would you say the highlight was while making those?
um, I think the highlight for all the videos on this has just been like working with the team of people we've been working on.
Mhm.
Primarily Benjamin Lieber, who is a mega talented, multifaceted person. He's a director, a photographer, a creative designer. He's a musician himself who plays in a great band called Marigold. Yeah, he did our album art. Like he kind of did everything with us every step of the way, and that's I feel like that's rare to have a relationship
Yeah,
that feels that natural. So that's been my highlight.
that's incredible that and wow, that's a talented person.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Do you have any upcoming shows to tell us about?
Yeah, I think it just got announced 5 minutes ago on Instagram. Um, we're playing two shows with Lake Pacific. That's a Pure Noise
Okay.
Records a punk band. I also play in that band.
Okay.
Um, we're playing Kingston and Toronto. Kingston is on December 15th, and I believe Toronto's on the 16th. Um, that Toronto show is also it's half a holiday show for Lake Pacific, and we're treating it as our album release show.
Okay, awesome. So the next 5 questions are just for fun.
Mhm.
If you could work with one fellow Canadian band or artist, who would you choose?
I mean, I feel like this is such a stock answer. I'd probably say Drake.
Okay.
Because I mean, you got all the eyes and ears on you then. I don't know. I'm being
Mhm.
presumptuous. He seems like a fun guy to do stuff with. Um, and then yeah, a more grounded answer would probably be Soft Cult. I really appreciate
Okay,
what those two are doing. I feel like they
definitely.
have yet to put out a bad song. Yeah, and that would be awesome to do stuff with them.
Both answers are great. So what's your go-to comfort food?
I okay. I've had a lot of food questions doing the rollout for this album come up, and I give the same answer every time. And I want to change it up, but I feel like I'd be lying if I didn't again say that a shawarma platter, specifically from the Shawarma Palace in Ottawa, is
Okay.
like that is the go-to meal with the band. Like we don't even discuss it. We just know if we get together on a Friday, like we get in the car at 6 o'clock and go to the Shawarma Palace and,
Awesome.
and get food for the family. So yeah, that's the go-to.
Okay. What was the first Canadian band or artist? Sorry, who was the first Canadian band or artist to catch your attention growing up?
Um, Sum 41
Okay. Yep.
was
Yep.
definitely, I think I had a cousin that burned a CD for me and then took me to see them when I was like 12, and it blew my mind. And then years later, we were doing Warp Tour with them. And then a year after that, we were crossing paths in the UK while they were on like that was a cool full circle moment. But yeah, Sum 41, I think for all of us our age, probably.
Yeah, most likely. As we creep closer to winter, what's your favorite warm beverage on a cold day?
Ooh, depends on the time of day. First thing in the
Okay.
morning, I usually like having just like a drip coffee or an Americano.
Okay.
Um, if it's middle of the day, I like a cortado. But if it's like late night, I'm by the fireplace next to a Christmas tree, like a hot chocolate with a gazillion marshmallows is pretty standard.
Definitely. And last but not least, is there a movie you can watch over and over and never tire of?
Yeah, there's probably a bunch. I don't know. I have no idea why, but this past year I've watched Phantom Thread like maybe 20 times. I feel like that's a weird answer because that is not normally the type of movie I feel like most people would watch over and over again, myself included, but there's something about it. And this time of year too, it feels very I don't know, it feels cozy in a very twisted sort of way.
Okay. Yeah. 20 times a year. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's I don't know why. I could not give you an answer.
Sometimes it's just that you know what's going to happen. It's easy to watch. It's
Yeah, it's easy to watch. The music's nice. I think that's something I appreciate. It's gentle. I feel like I really there's a part of my brain that really likes like really simple old romance movies for some reason,
yeah,
old Hollywood stuff. And I feel like that has that sort of energy.
awesome. So that's it for Zoomies. Thanks for joining me and congrats on the new album.
Thank you.